I grew up in the Sonoran Desert. I watched in wonder as beautiful monsoon storms rolled through every July and August. I saw the saguaro cactus burst into fantastic white blooms in late spring. I absorbed the rain-like smell of creosote bushes as I explored the vast desert that was my backyard. When I close my eyes, I can still bring that smell to mind today. I observed the ebb and flow of a stark landscape that was highly adapted to its environment. Put simply, I fell in love with nature. And that connection to the planet shaped my interests and concerns on a very formative level throughout my life. When I was in elementary school, there was a category in the science fair for innovation. At the time, six-pack rings were the plastic straws of today. The media flooded the news with images of seabirds being strangled by this commonplace single-use invention. I was worried, and I had to do something about it. The project I chose was comically dangerous. I created a device constructed of X-Acto knife blades on hinged blocks of wood, perfectly positioned so that you could slice through the six-pack rings with a single motion. The goal was to make it easy for people to cut the rings all at once rather than needing to pull out their scissors to snip them one by one. I figured that can crushers had encouraged people to recycle aluminum. Why not make a simple device for plastic rings too? Needless to say, my block full of blades did not win. My childhood inclinations toward environmentalism were not stayed by the loss, however. I continued to absorb messages of the 80s and 90s. Save the rainforest, save the whales, heal the ozone. They weren't just buzzwords or campaigns to me. When I wasn't making death trap science experiments, I was adopting endangered species or harassing my poor mother over her aerosol hairsprays. This was serious business. I was deeply connected to the world around me, concerned about its future, and felt called from a young age to be part of the solution. When it was time to head off to college, my university, Arizona State, was one of a handful of schools federally funded to pilot a Bachelor of Science in Biology and Society. It was in good company among a handful of Ivy Leagues, including Cornell and Stanford. The program was designed for students who wanted to combine biological sciences with contemporary social, ecological, political, and ethical issues.